Hey, Kings of Iceland! Grindavik! Grindavik! Thank you, everybody. Thanks for the support. The boys love it. Thank you. Where are the guys, actually? Did anybody else get on the bus, or is it just me? Hey!
Singin' saman til sigurstrókum áfram Grindavik. Og ég veit við fagnum hér í dag.
All right, well, before we get started properly, I don't really know what to say to this, but in real life, obviously not in the game, this is a lot of fun in the game, but in real life, Simon Saskafong's father has been missing at sea for 4 days. He's a fisherman. I've just been made aware of this myself after recording the episode. Obviously, that is horrible news. Simon, I don't know if you do watch, mate, if you do see this, I'm so sorry. We're all praying for a miracle. Hopefully, you know, we get it, but definitely thinking of you and your family. And just, it's only a small town, Grindavik, so the football club, it's a general sports club, just everybody involved, you know, in the club, just in Grindavik in general, heartfelt sympathies. As I say, hopefully we get a miracle, but if not, well, it's just bare thinking about, does it? So, yeah, look, we'll get on with the episode proper, but it's just terrible, sad news. Hi guys, I'm Aussie Villain and welcome back to the Impossible Dream with Grindavik as we move from Season 2 into Season 3, from a second tier team into a top flight European giant, too soon to say giant, and this is going to be an exciting window. Now, a few things that we know are happening. Zivkovic, we know, is off at the end of his contract, as is Saskafong. Sad to see them go, but we'll deal with it as best we can. And you can see here, transfer budget remaining 185 grand and a wage budget remaining of almost 6 grand. Now, just a reminder of the finances, we can in no way afford that. So, although we have that money to spend, I think I'm going to have to try and be a responsible Aussie Villain and very much make sure that we're not doing anything silly here in the window. So, it's going to be a fun one. It's going to be a long one, as it always is. Of course, we're going from September 23rd to early May. So, yeah, let's get going. Look, Exxon, mate, I want you to stay, I really do, but I can't double your money. The club's in serious debt. Fine, I will try and find a replacement for you. So it looks like Exxon will be leaving us. He wants £800 a week, which is double what he's on right now. Nobody is getting double their money, and people are getting half the money and accepting it. So we have tried to find someone better, and hopefully we have. It is Johan Marmot, or Marmot, probably Marmot, because he's French Guyanese or something. £300 a week for him, so less than what Exxon is on right now as a regular starter. Let's have a look at him. He is, hopefully, as I say, our new attacking left back. Very similar-ish stats to Exxon, and yeah, a little bit better crossing perhaps, but yeah, I'm hoping anyway. I'm hoping that he will come in and do a good job for us. And if we have a quick look at his career to date, played a lot of football all his football in France in their lower divisions. So we're really hoping here that he can come over and make the step up. I'm assuming it's a step up to play Icelandic Premier League football, and of course in Europe. Alright, a quick update. Litzen has officially retired and we've got him in as a coach. Now, we had a coach whose contract was expiring anyway, so we've been able just to sort of do one in, one out there. He's not terrible, to be honest. I mean, the coaching, he could do technical, tactical. He's got a lot of coaching badges still to get. So we'll kind of see what happens with him. He might even make a decent-ish assistant manager if he can get his man management up. But anyway, Litzen stays at the club as one of our coaches. Alright, so I'm hoping we have just signed Litzen's replacement, although it was supposed to be Hai, the Vietnamese guy. I think this guy could be a little bit better. Flavio Capello, let's go with Fabio Capello. I'm going to call him that at some point, so we'll just get it out of the system early. £200 a week as a regular starter. 19-year-old, Italian, as you would probably guess from the name, and I think he could do very well. Excellent technique, passing, and first touch. Vision will work on, but otherwise a lot of good attributes there. Natural fitness is good for a midfielder as well, and I'm hopeful that he's going to do well, not just because I want him to do well for us now, but I want him to develop a little bit, so potentially we can sell him on for a profit. His career to date, he was at AC Milan, never played for them, and has been released. So yeah, you know, if we get 100 grand, 200 grand down the line, then he'll be worth it. He'll do a good job for us in the meantime, and if we can just say cash in on him later on, then all the better. All right, we are at November 1st, which is significant because that means contracts in Iceland have come to an end. And, well, we've lost a couple of players. We knew Lidson was retiring. This is our goalkeeping coach. He is staying on as our goalkeeping coach, but he's retired as a player. The big names that we'll recognise, Runarsson has left. He was just on £600 a week. It was too much, so we had to let him go. I'd be tempted to get him back because he is quick and he can cross and he's got decent passing and marking. Obviously, he can tackle. I just don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Exxon has left. That is the big one. That is probably the sad one as well. He was, well, definitely a fan favourite, wasn't he? He was one of my favourites as well. But, yeah, there's got to be a joke there about burnt toast or making too much money or I don't know. But anyway, he's gone. So they're the main two that have left. And the other one who's left, albeit this is a transfer, is Saskafong. He's gone back to Thailand. And, well, he is on, what's he on now? 3.9 or 3,000... £3,900 a week, so he is absolutely loving life, so we wish him well. So yeah, we've got a little bit of work to do now in the squad in terms of filling in gaps, but the War Elephant, hang on, oh, that team is called the War Elephant. That is a fantastic name. Okay, so we've got some good news in that the board have injected almost £500,000 into the running costs, so that is huge. We're still massively in debt, but that definitely does make a little dent in the debt. And we have made a signing now. Unfortunately, we can't actually see that much. We had him in on loan on trial. He was released by, I forget who it was. We'll have a look in a second, though. £400 a week, which is more than ideally I would like to pay for any player that we sign at this point. But he is a fullback. He is a right back. With Runarsson departing, we needed another right back to sort of share the role with Shiba, and this guy should do a decent role in that job in that role, I should say. Annoyingly, when he was on trial, we could see all his attributes. Now that we've signed him, we can't. But trust me, I think he'll do okay. He does have a cap for Iceland, so he is obviously played at a good level. And well, this is his career to date. He has played, or he's been in the Eredivisie. He hasn't really played there, but all around Scandinavia. And I'm hoping it was he's played 2 seasons in so where was he last year? Stjarnan. Oh, he was in our division last year at Stjarnan. So we'll just see what happens, and like I say, hopefully he'll join us February 22nd when a lot of the new players come in, and hopefully we get a good player out of him. Okay, we have another signing, and it is a goalkeeper. Now, of course, the loanee has left. There's no interest in bringing him back from his parent club's point of view, so that is a done deal in that it's not happening. And Zivkovic, of course, was leaving. It meant we needed a goalkeeper, and we've got someone in as a short-term 35-year-old option, £375 a week as the first-choice goalkeeper. And this is him here. 1 cap for Sweden. He was on a free, and, I mean, he's good. If you're looking for, I mean, he lacks where you'd expect him to lack, which is agility, but everything else about him is an anticipation as well, I suppose. But everything else has kind of held up okay. Yeah, I'm thinking he will probably stop what he's supposed to stop, and he's probably not going to stop those ones that he shouldn't, or, you know, they're a bit more of a risk. Now, we would have faced him last year in our division. He was at Stjarnan, and so he has come back to the Pepsi League, and he's played a bit in Sweden, a little bit in Norway, but he's played a lot in Iceland, as you would expect. So, yeah, we'll bring him in. We'll see how he goes. It's a 1-year deal, so if he doesn't work out, he doesn't work out. You'll see their staff attributes. I don't think he's going to be a staff member when he's done. Okay, we have another signing. Now, we are a little bit light up front. Jonsson got goals for us last year. Is he going to get it in the division above? I don't know. He's never done it before. So we've gone and got another striker in, Omar Bjorn Stefansson, and £150 a week as a squad player, 20-year-old striker. And what I like about him, obviously, is the finishing. He can finish a chance if he gets it. He can head the ball a little bit as well. Jumping reach and strength are obviously weaknesses. Off the ball is not great as well, but we can work on that in training, I'm hoping anyway. But he's got decent decision-making, composure, and anticipation, so that all should help him take chances. And let's have a look at his career to date. He has been at Filka, and we would have faced him previous seasons. He has got goals, maybe not as many as you'd like, but he is still only young. Hopefully he gets a move, and he can start taking some chances for us. But I'd still like to get somebody else in that's a more known, reliable, perhaps goal scorer at the Pepsi League level, potentially Europe as well. But for now, I think between him and Jonsson, we've got 2 guys that they should get goals. They should finish chances if we create them. All right, transfer window is open, which means we can now get a first look at all the players that we've signed now. Warning, I left the door open while I went to get a drink, and the room is now full of cats, so we might get a visitor at any point. But let's have a quick look. Now we know that these guys are here. So Flavio Capello has got a B rated by the fans, 4-star rated, and a little bit more potential there than that. So let's hope he is a big success for us. Stephenson, the striker, I have high hopes for this guy. We just need to work on his off-the-ball movement, but otherwise I think there's a very good player there. B-, he is rated by the fans. Our goalkeeper, the old man of the team, although he is younger than me, he's here for his season. If he works out, he does. That's brilliant. If he doesn't, then that's absolutely fine. And the other two, we've got our new left-back. And, well, we'll see what happens. Hopefully, he's going to be as good as Exxon, if not a little bit better. And our new right back, we should be able to see all of his attributes now. And they've gone down a little bit since he was on trial, but you'd expect that. We saw it before. He should come back a little bit as we go through pre-season. So that is everything there. We've got a couple of other bits and pieces that are going to go on. In terms of the squad, is there anything else I want to do? I mean, there's always things to improve, but we'll just kind of see. If we had to go into the league with the team we have right now, I'd maybe worry about having that striker, but Saskafong has left, the youngsters come in, and if Johnson can score goals, then there's not that much that we need to improve, I don't think. Bloody hell, it's hot in Spain. Putty was a poor choice. Whose idea was it to get an affiliate down here anyway? We're from the North Atlantic. Oh, that's right, it was my idea. So there you go, we have an affiliate, Sporting Dijon in the Spanish La Liga. They have, they're giving us just on 40 grand a year. We had two options, it was them or it was Nantes. Nantes weren't going to offer us anything in terms of cash, but both of these partnerships will allow us to get players on loan either way. So yeah, this is the better option, I think, because we get players plus a little bit of cash. So that's all excellent. We've also been able to get a data analysis in, or a performance analysis in, which will hopefully help us to prepare for games a little bit better. And the other thing that's been happening, if we look at the finances, the board have chucked in another bunch of cash. I think it's about 950 grand now they've put in cash injections. So we are chipping away at the debt. Hopefully, we're going to continue to chip, and who knows, maybe by the end of this season, we'll find ourselves out of the red. But maybe that's wishful thinking. Well, I wasn't expecting this. We've got another contract extension, 3 years this time, so the end of the 2027 season. And yeah, excellent work. 3 more years. All right, we are coming towards the start of the season. We're actually going to have a game in the episode, which is not something that usually happens, but we've got the honour, I suppose, of playing in the Icelandic version of the Charity Shield as the Cup winners. But I thought before we do that and catch you up on the League Cup, which has also taken place, we'll just have a quick look at team cohesion and everything here, the dynamics. And you can see it's all roughly good. We've played a lot of friendlies, and we've not always had the best results. So the club atmosphere has dropped down a little bit, but I don't think it's anything to worry about too much. But obviously, we'd rather be winning friendlies than losing them. But ultimately, a friendly is a friendly. The hierarchy, we've got Maya and Sayas have both moved up as team leaders, captain and vice captain. Now Sayas is vice captain with Litsen's retirement. Still not much support, which at this point I've got to say is hurting a little bit. But anyway, there we go. That is what it is. And Dongala actually opposes me, which is little bit of a kick in the balls, if I'm honest. And the social groups there, we can see not too bad considering we're early in the season, but hopefully as we go, we'll see all this sort of come together a little bit more. Now, like I said, we have played the League Cup thing. Of course, we've never really done anything in it, have we? So let's see how we went this time. We're a top flight team now, you know, we're a realistic chance of winning it perhaps. So we started off the competition with a game against FH. We took a first half lead when High played in Jonsson, before Ndongala found Halfborson to seal the points. So really good, really good start. First competitive game for the season. Now this is before the new signings came in, so it's very much sort of what's left of last year's team. Halfborson, I believe it was a first goal for him. That is the young left back, and yeah, we did do quite well, to be honest. And we can see 27% possession they had. I was really pleased with it. The next game to catch you up on was against Fram, who of course we played and knocked out in the Icelandic Cup last season. We went ahead after Jonsson's shot came back off the post for Karasson. Fram were quickly level, and Maya missed a penalty before Fram took the lead. and we were 3-1 down at half-time. We were down to 10 men when an Adel Steinston own goal made it 4-1. Turbison played in Ndongala to pull one back late on. And Ndongala found Karrison to make it 4-3 moments later. Before Karrison picked out Ndongala's run to complete an epic comeback. So, wow, just wow, what an epic game this was, what a comeback it was with 10 men, and it was Ndongala, Karrison and Turbison. They just absolutely ran the show. It was brilliant. We were so good with just 10 men. The way that we played it is we basically took a man off from midfield, put Karrison, moved him up front as a deep lying forward. Turbison was at this point back in midfield here, and Ndongala came on for one of those two. I can't remember which one, and you saw they were just absolutely brilliant. So we'll have a look at some of these youngsters that are playing here after, before the end of the episode, because there's a couple of the guys that came through in our first youth intake. They're club trained players for this year, so we're going to be registering them in the squad, and a couple of them I think are going to play a big part, and you've seen two of them here. The next game to catch you up on was against the team we beat in the Icelandic Cup final. It was Stajan. Magoma put us in front before Ndongala played in Jonsson for our second. So this was our first game with the new signings, and well, we absolutely controlled the game. It was brilliant. You can see Capiello made a debut there, and both the fullbacks came in, the goalkeeper as well, and yeah, we did do really well. So really pleased with it, and we're a team a division above them now, so we probably should be winning, but yeah, it's always nice to actually go and do that. Next game was against Magni. Stefansson came off the bench to get a debut goal. Magni pulled level. But Moa crossed for Stefansson to restore our lead before he completed his hat-trick. Well, what a way to introduce yourself to the fans that was. He came on at half-time. In the 46th minute, he opened the scoring and then went on to get two more goals. Wonderful, wonderful stuff. Moa played really well there as well, obviously, with the 2 assists. He may have even won the penalty as well. I can't remember, though. And, yeah, just, again, really, really good performance against the team. Again, we should be beating now, but still, you've got to go out there and do it. And, yeah, we did it. So one game left in the group. Obviously, we've done very well this year in the competition. We needed a win to guarantee ourselves getting through. A draw with goal difference wouldn't be enough. We were playing Hauka. Mahmut put us ahead, and Moa crossed for Stefansson to double our lead. So for the first time ever, we got out of the group. We won the group. We were into the semi-finals, and we controlled this game pretty much from start to finish. You can see on the XG tracker, they had a little bit in the second half, but never enough to get anywhere near us. And Stefansson and Moa look like they're getting a nice little partnership going there, don't they? Capiello's taking a little bit of time to settle, but, we'll give him that time. He's only young. And, yeah, so this meant we're into the semi-finals. We were playing KR, top flight side. Let's see how we did against them. We fell behind inside a minute and were 2-0 down at half-time before Moa found Adel Steinsson to cut their lead in half. So unfortunately, our run ended in the semi-finals. If we had made the final, we would have come back to see it. But yeah, they were good. To be honest, they did take their chance as well, but you can see we dominated possession. We did have enough chances to win the game, certainly to at least get a draw, and I don't know if it would have been extra time or what would have happened, but yeah, it just got off to a slow start, and it just cost us in the end, 2-0 down inside 20 minutes, and we weren't able to recover that in the second half. So not bad at all. We'll take that. Let's have a quick update on how everything went out here. It was Vala Reykjavik that won the league, the whole thing, and that's who we're going to be facing in this League Cup thing. The group stage, I forget what group we were in. We were in Group B. There we go. You can see how it ended up there. And yeah, 4 wins and a draw, not too shabby. And then the semi-finals played out as like that. So not bad, as I say, but we have got a game in this Charity Shield thing. Here it is here. I'm not going to pretend I can say that, but it is the winners of the cup against the winners of the league. So let's see how we can go here. And this is the team that we're sending out. We're expecting a 4-3-3 out of them. And the team for us, and it's a first look at a few signings here as well. It is Bjornsson in goal. It's Marmot. It is Adel Steinson, Magoma, and Shiba as the back four. Sayas, Maya and Capiello in midfield, and Dongala and Moa. It's Stefansson, the new striker up front. Now, I said there's a few guys that I think are going to be a big part of the team. Our backup goalkeeper, Morty Mortensen, he came through in the first year as well of the intake, so he's going to be the backup goalkeeper for this year. We've also got Gary Turpitson, who I said, we saw him in that epic 4-4 game. He is looking and developing quite nicely. And the other one I think we're going to see a fair bit of this year is Carrison. Now, he is good as a midfielder, but playing him as a deep-lying forward on support in that 4-4 game, he was brilliant. So he could actually fill in as a striker on that deep-lying forward role. As I say, he's not really the greatest finisher, but everything else about him, he did absolutely brilliantly. So those are three names I think we need to familiarise ourselves with. They're going to be a big part of our team this year. But let's get off and see if we can do in this one-off game here. So we can see the team sheets there. Now we're going to obviously get to know some of these names. I would imagine this is top flight teams. Now remember Gomez Mancini. I said he was good. He's gone from he's got a job here at the one of the better teams in the country. So no one expects us. Yeah, let's just go out there and do our thing. And it is still early days, obviously. So we're not quite going to be the finished product. Oh, we've got a tunnel interview. All right, such a waste of time, those things, aren't they? Now, a little bit more of a news update. Endon Gala, I mean, he does oppose me. You may have noticed that he's a little bit upset. I didn't want to offer him a new deal. His contract's up at the end of this season. He's going to wait and assess his options. The reason I didn't want to do that, and it looks like they've got a full house here, not so much for us, but we'll get there. So he wanted to assess his options, which is fine. But before that, I tried to ship him around just because he's still good, but he's fading. We've given away a penalty. It was Adel Steinson, and can Bjornsson make a name for himself nice and early on here by saving a penalty? He can! Well, there we go, using all his experience to get in front of the ball. And now we've got a corner to try and defend. Stefansson is maybe not the best striker to have back there because he's not particularly good in the air, but we'll worry a little bit more about set pieces when the season starts proper. But then he wanted to assess his options. So when I was sort of like, well, I'll offer you around and see if I can get some money for you if you're going to leave for nothing. And then he got the shits with that. So a little bit of a double standard, but, it is what it is. So he hasn't said he's definitely leaving, but I think we're both at the point where he maybe wants to look for another club. And I maybe am thinking I don't want to offer a 30. He'll be 31 at the end of the season, fading. I don't know if I want to offer him a contract. So it might just be a good time for us both to part. Capiello to Stefansson, and it's a 5th goal of the season for our new striker. It's a first goal contribution for Capiello, I think it is anyway. And we have taken the lead. And, well, we're looking, his finishing is good, isn't it? Really, really composed in front of goal. But we're looking as though, KR did sort of play us off the park in the first half. So we've got to remember that. But there wasn't much wrong with our team last year when we played these top flight teams in the cup. And I'm wondering, are we going to actually be able to compete in the league? The board expectations are still only just trying to and avoid relegation. So I didn't change it from that, mainly because we have enough money. Because obviously, if you up the expectation of the board, then they give you more money, but they expect you to do. Oh, Stefansson has done it again. A 6th goal of the season, and what a signing he is looking like. We don't need another striker. We've got Stefansson, and he has hit the ground running as a Grindavik player. And it's a bit of a defensive mix-up there. He pounces and makes them pay. How has no other club picked up this guy? He almost seemed like he was too good to be true. when the scouts sort of came to me, because he'd been released, so he was a free transfer. Maybe even been an agent offer, actually. I can't remember now if it was scouts or an agent sort of had offered us, offered him to us as a scouting report kind of thing. There's a ball over the top, and we get away with that one, perhaps. Let's go off of attacking. But yeah, I was sort of thinking, well, why isn't anybody else coming in for him? But I mean, there's obviously holes in his game, but in terms of someone that's going to get in front of goal and put chances away, yeah, we can't ask for much more than what he is, and it does make you wonder, because we do create a lot. If sticking him up there, he's going to take these chances, and a good save from the goalkeeper, then, you know, we might be dangerous if that's all it's going to take. Moa with a corner. He goes back post, and it is taken away and cleared up into the fullbacks. Another highlight. But yeah, now of course we do have that affiliate now in Sporting Gijon, or however you say it, with a good old Spanish accent. I'm not going to look to loan anybody at this point. The reason being, I did have a look to see what was available. They were only wanting us to take them to the end of their season, so it was about a 3-4 month loan. And really, I don't think that's not the part of the year we need to worry about. Marmot's made a good run forward. Can he pick out someone in the middle? He can. And Stefansson! He has a hat-trick. A 7th goal of the season. And, well, I think we've got a very, very early candidate for signing of the year, the Golden Pen, and possibly even Viewers Player of the Year at this rate. Marmot did really, really well. And there was no one anywhere near him. It's like they're allergic to him, those two centre-backs, and it was an easy finish in the end. And we are beating the defending champions 3-0. We've only had 4 shots on goal, so it's not like we have dominated possession, but again, we've not created that much. But what we have done is, well, how can you lack belief, man? Unbelievable. You have just absolutely destroyed the defending champions, and you're lacking belief. We've got faith, we've got faith, we've got faith. We will get back out there. And Maya on a booking is maybe not someone that needs to stay on the field. So we might look at Turpison, might be the better of the two options. He's a little bit more sort of typical midfielder, as Carrison is definitely more of an attacking midfielder. Good ball to find Shibo, and Stefansson has 4. What is the record for goals in a game in this Charity Shield thing? Well, surely 4 is going to be the record, is it not? Maya on a booking. I will take him off now. And I mean, he's just looking, I mean, even better than Mubamba at this rate. Okay, so Turpison can come on for him, although it probably doesn't matter at 4-0. 5 shots on goal, 4 in the back of the net. Stefansson has all of them. And, well, okay, so Ndongala is looking tired. We can bring on Oscarson for him. That is not a problem. And Sayas with the booking. All right, so now we might bring Carrison on, but what we'll do is Turpison will drop him back. And, yeah, we'll switch them around like that. Carrison is not really a box-to-box midfielder, though, is he? What can Capiello do? He could go box-to-box. There we go. We'll switch them around like that. So a very, very young-looking midfield. A very young striker. And, I mean, at the end of this episode, I usually say, what do you think we need to do? We don't usually get to watch a game in the transfer special. I'm going to say we're absolutely fine. Now, it could have been different, of course, if that penalty had gone in at the start. So the goalkeeper played his part as well. But it's another trophy we can add to the cabinet. And I'm going to need a bigger office at this rate, aren't I? Because it is filling up very, very quickly. And captain on the day would have been Meyer again, though it doesn't look like Meyer that's getting the trophy there. I'm not quite sure who that is, but well done. We're getting used to this trophy lifting now, aren't we? Any second now. Hey, 4-0. So, congratulations, what a win. And, well, bring on the league season. So, we lift the something other. So Carla, I'm assuming, is cup in Icelandic. I'm not particularly sure. I should try and learn a bit of Icelandic while we're here, but I'm not gonna do that, am I? Let's be honest. I can barely speak English. So wonderful stuff. Now let's have a look if that was indeed a record. And yeah, it definitely is. So 4 is the record. We've also got a record for yellow cards. Is it the biggest win? No, 8-1. Jesus Christ. In the 1971. So we've got a little ways to go before we're doing that. But very, very pleased with that indeed. So, well, let's move on. All right, we are now ready for the first game of the season, which we'll pick up next episode. But let's have a quick review of what we've done. We've signed, looks like 5 players overall there. No loanees. We haven't spent any money, even though we did have 180 grand to spend. A couple of reasons for that. The first one is that we are in debt. I didn't want to spend money unnecessarily, but also we know that the transfer window for the rest of Europe is going to start sort of midway through our season before we start Europe, though. So I'm thinking if we save what we have, and then we might be able to go big on 1, maybe 2 players, once that all happens. So yeah, that's the reason why we just went for free transfers. Plus, there wasn't much wrong with our side last year. We saw that. We won the cup as a second division side. Now let's go to the squad planner and have a look at what we have here. So if we have a look at our goalkeepers, there are 2 registered in the squad in the new man, Bjornsson. He is here on a 1-year deal. And then Morty Mortensen, our backup young goalkeeper. Bjornsson is still here. I would like to keep him. It's not that I don't rate him. It's just that I don't know that he's quite good enough to be first choice. And he's not a squad player in that he's not club trained. So we can't, he's taking up a spot for a non-club trained player, and it's just not quite working out for him right now. So I don't want to lose him. His contract is up. I suspect that he might go. Now, if we look at left back, we have 2 guys registered in the squad. Marmot, one of the new men, and someone who has been here for at least a season now is Hafpossen. Now, he has signed a new deal with us as well, a 2-year extension, so let's hope that he does continue to develop for us. A couple of other options, but no one really no one's registered in the squad, so not anybody that's going to worry us. Then we have at right back 2 again registered in Christian Schieber, who was very good for us last year, and then another of the new men, Arneson, so they will share that duty. And then we've got a youngster here who's sort of a all across the back defender. He is not registered this year. He will be next year, though, once he becomes club trained. If we go and have a look at centre backs, now I've just sort of lumped them all in here together. We have 3 that are registered in Magoma, and we know what he can do. Adel Steinson, who is definitely my crush of the series so far, and then Antonsen as well. Now you'll see he's going to have a look at his options at the end of the year. Doesn't mean he's definitely going to leave. I've had players in an offline say they're going to assess their options and then stay. If we don't get relegated, I suspect he'll be happy to stay, but we'll just kind of see what happens there. And then Shiba, as a centre-back, he's going to sort of offer that 4th option for us, and then nobody else here is registered in the squad. We have, as a deep-lying sort of defensive midfielder, we have 3 players that are registered here. We actually have more than that, but to play, Sayas is the main man. We've also got Gary Turpinson, who is a good option back here, and also Paul Dartson, who came through the same youth intake and is registered in the squad. Obviously, Meyer is registered in the squad. He will be first choice a little bit further forward, and he could play right back for us as well at a pinch if we need him to. Hyai, I'm thinking we might even try and offer him out, see if we can get rid of him. He's not quite developing how I had hoped. He's 28 anyway. He was never probably really going to develop. So we'll see what happens there. Turpison we've already seen. Capiello will most likely be used a little bit more further forward, but he is obviously a player that has come in. Helgeson is registered in the squad because he is a club player. So he is an option for us, and the other man who's an option is Hammer, again a club player, so he can fill in anywhere for us more or less. And someone to keep our eye on is came through our youth intake this year, so will be available to be registered next year. But Helgi Johansson, if he's not picked up yet, by the Patreon, he's available to be, and well, he could be very special, but not for next season. And then these guys here aren't registered in the squad. The only other midfielder worth noting here is Carrison. Again, he is a very good player and potentially can be very, very good for us. Over on the left-hand side, Moa is the first choice over here. As things stand, second choice will be High. He's left-footed, so it makes sense, even though he can't cross a ball, to have him over there. And Dongala, we've seen, can play as a wide player. Also, Oscarson, I won't bother showing the right side of players because this is them here, basically. Hammer as an option, and the other man who could play out here if needed is Victor Jonsson, though he is most likely going to be one of our striking options. Banged in the goals for fun last season, and the other man who's going to be this main striking option is Stefansson, and we've already seen what he can do this episode. Karasson and Hammer could both play up front as a pinch as well, and are of course registered in the squad. So that's what we have. Let me know how you think we've done, what you think we need to do. Based off of that Charity Shield thing, we're looking fairly good. Pre-season as a whole has been a little bit hit and miss, but we've as I said, we finished things well. We have HK, which is a little bit boring, first game of the season, and then Brinda Blink, who did actually offer me a job interview, their first in alphabetical order, so well done to them. We start with 3 away games, which is tough, but we'll come back for the first 2 next episode. Until then, guys, I've been Aussie Villain. Thank you so much for watching. Take care.